Hello. Sorry, I don't have a tripod, so I'm just holding it. So if it's not too wobbly. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Claire. If you're new here, I'm a full-time artist based in Melbourne, Australia. And I'm outdoor painting today. Actually for the last 3 days. 3 days in a row now, I've made myself go outside to paint plein air. And yeah, originally I wasn't gonna turn this into a YouTube vlog because I didn't want the pressure of having to produce something, you know, amazing. But I have been filming a little bit here and there over the last 2 days, and then today I thought, look, I've already got a little bit of footage, so I may as well film enough footage to make a video out of it. Alright, I've just set myself up with my little pochade box. I'm going to paint this scene here, the water. The sun is currently behind clouds, but once those clouds go, it's going to be over in that direction. So I'm facing the easel this way, so the light's coming behind, which hopefully will put the picture and the palette in a bit of shade, so it won't make it too hard to see colours and stuff. I'm also going to be using some of these brushes by Arty. They sent me this pack a little while ago, actually. They are, I think it's called the Deluxe brush set. Let me just get it open. Okay. So it comes with all of these brushes in the kit, and it comes with a palette knife as well. And yeah, they're really good acrylic / oil brushes. I've used a couple of them already. Lots of different sizes, lots of good sized flats, a couple of rounds, and it comes in this really nice case. I came with a couple of sponges as well, which I don't really use, but you know, you might use them. So yeah, I'm using this. I've got water soluble oils in my palette. These are all Winsor & Newton water soluble oils. So yeah, I've been focusing on painting outside. Let me just take my keys off. For a couple of reasons. I am primarily a studio painter. I tend to work from, I tend to work from sketches or photo references or just from imagination. I don't usually work a lot directly from scenes necessarily, and I don't necessarily paint super realistic scenes either. But I have decided this year I want to start focusing a little bit more on upping my skill level with plein air painting and representational painting, and making myself focus a bit more on observation. Just as, as a little side quest for myself. So I've decided to do this at probably the worst time of year ever. We are halfway through autumn down here in Australia, and so the weather is cooling down. But this week we've actually had some really lovely clear days. Today is probably getting to be one of the worst days. It's actually quite overcast today, and tomorrow it's meant to rain. But yesterday and the day before, it was actually beautiful and sunny. So there's leaves falling. I keep thinking someone's walking up behind me, but it's not. It's the leaves falling. So I've been outside painting. I'm gonna paint today, and this will probably be the last chance for a few days to get outside to paint, because like I said, the weather's about to turn a bit bad, and I do have things that I'm supposed to be doing in the studio. But yeah, I've come to a location here. I was here yesterday as well. This is the first time I've actually been to this location besides yesterday. And I've driven past it heaps of times, and I've always thought to myself, wow, that would be a really great place to paint. But I've never actually stopped here. I'll put the details of where it is up on the screen for those that are in the area and want to pop in. It's an old dairy farm that was then donated to the public, and so the state has turned it into a recreation reserve. A group of people just came riding up on their bikes, so I had to stop talking because I feel really self-conscious when I'm talking to a camera in public. Anyway, this is where I'm setting myself up because, I'm a sucker for punishment, and I decided to choose the most difficult view anywhere because, I like to set myself up for failure. So this is my little pochade box that I use. This is actually made by an Australian artist called Leon Holmes. He's a Plein Air artist, and he makes these little boxes, and it's really handy. It's super compact. It just it's fixed to the thingy, but this folds up and it attaches to like a regular tripod. And yeah, it kind of sits there. It does have like another palette thing that you can pull out, but I don't tend to use it. And then you've got this palette in here. You can actually hold two, I think it's 9x12 panels in here. You can sort of sit one here and then one there, and you can close it up when they're wet and they won't touch. So that's really handy. This one is a 12x12 though, so it's not quite going to fit, but that's okay. And yes, so I did briefly talk about this the other day that I filmed, but I don't think I really explained very much. I'm using oil paint today. This is actually going to be water soluble. I haven't put my palette out yet. That's just the scratched off bits from yesterday. I'm going to be using water soluble oils. Now, if you're not familiar with my artwork, normally I am lost track of thought there. Normally, I am a predominantly acrylic artist. I use a lot of acrylic paint, but I'm also almost always painting in my studio. So acrylic paint, while in my studio, is incredibly handy and exactly what I want. And I might just get some paint out and I'll talk to you while I'm sketching because I don't have a heap amount of time. Okay, where was I? So I'm predominantly a acrylic artist. Now, I love acrylic paint. However, painting with acrylic paint outside is incredibly problematic for several reasons. One, it dries ridiculously fast. So On a day like today, I probably would have been okay with it. But if it's a day where there's any kind of sun, it's just not going to work. It's the paint dries on your palette quicker than you can put it onto your canvas. So it's just not going to work. And the other reason that I don't really want to use acrylic paint outside is that it shifts a lot when it dries. So it can often be quite a bit darker once dry compared to what it is when it's wet. And when you're painting outside, I've learnt, because I have done it a few times now, when you're painting outside, I've learnt that you really need to get the initial values down pretty accurately up front. You don't really have time to fluff around and guesstimate your values because the light changes really quickly, and if you fluff around with it too much, you end up overworking the painting. And now, because acrylic paint, the values can be a bit of a struggle because, like I said, it dries a bit darker. So often there's a bit of wiggle room with acrylic paint. So you may have to change the values a few different times before you've got them correct. And yeah, while you're painting outside like this, you just don't have time for that. So that is why I am using oil. Now, I originally started out using oil paint back in my youth, back in the day when I started painting and when I was doing my diploma of visual art. I was using oil paint as my main medium. So this is not I haven't just recently picked up oil paint. I have a history with it. I do know how to use it. However, painting on location is something that I have not had a lot of experience with. I have done it a few times, but definitely not a huge amount. Let me just put these shadows in here. I wanted to sort of get a bit of experience and practice with my observation skills. That's the whole point of this, observation. I want to be able to look at a scene and sketch it as accurately as I can within reason. I mean, I'm not going for realism here. I'm painting quite expressive and impressionist still, but I am looking for a bit more accuracy, I suppose, than what I would normally paint, just to level up my skills a little bit, really. I think that's not bad. I think this tree is actually, I've made that too big. That's actually 2 trees, so I'm going to knock that back a little bit. There's a tree back there. So I just want to level myself up a little bit. So that's why I'm here. Let me talk a little bit about my palette. Let me start squeezing out some paint. I'm just doing this underpainting the sketch in alizarin crimson, but I'll get the rest of my colours out. So this is my palette of colours. It's a fairly limited palette. I've got yellow ochre, cadmium yellow pale, burnt sienna, permanent rose, viridian, phthalo blue, French ultramarine, and white. So these are the main colours that I'm kind of using. I do have more with me, but I'm trying to limit the palette as much as I can, just like I normally would paint. I paint with very limited colours because I prefer to mix the colours to create a really cohesive painting. So I'm kind of sticking to those same rules with these. And so these are water mixable oils. That's another thing I forgot to mention a second ago. These are water mixable oils. They're by Winsor & Newton. Let me grab a little thingy. Okay, so artisan water mixable oil colours. So you basically use linseed oil as the main medium. You can have there's like a medium that you can use as well to make them dry a bit faster, which is similar to liquid or Gamsol. I've been using these now for quite a while, on and off, and I'm really happy with them. And I don't think I'd go back to normal oil paint because I can't stand the smell of it. It's one of the reasons why I stopped using normal oil paint in the first place. This is my little box here. This is just that's just got water in it. That's all my paints. I'm using this brush set, which I showed a little bit yesterday as well. This is a Artify brush set, but I do also have a couple of other brushes that I've just got chucked in here as well. My little easel and my setup. So this is what I'm going to be painting today. It's already 1 o'clock. I have piss farted around for a really long time, and so I need to actually start getting to paint. I don't have a tripod with me, so I can't really hold the phone and paint at the same time, but I will try and remember to check in every now and then. So this is the preliminary sketch, and this is the scene, and let's see how we go. We have the block in done. So this only took maybe, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. It's just a general block in of values and colours without, like, you know, there's not a huge amount of detail in there because that comes later. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with the composition. I think I've simplified it enough so that's not going to be quite so complicated. I really love this patch of light that's here, so that's what's going to be like a real sort of emphasis. I'm going to put a lot more detail in there. All right, so this first layer as well, it's quite thin, so I now need to work a bit thicker, because with oil paint you sort of work from thin to thick. Yeah, it's starting to cloud over. There is predictions of possible showers, so I'm sort of hoping to get through this before it rains. Okay, I'm back. Working on this for about an hour now, and I think I'm finally getting happy with it. It's, you know, look, I said before I even started that I was making this very hard for myself, but I think I did okay. Like, you know, it's not perfect, but you can definitely tell what you're looking at, which is like the main thing. I think I haven't actually put anywhere near as many trees in here as what there is, so I can probably even cluster a few sprigs and things. Like I've gone and sort of scratched in to indicate them, but I don't know, I'm worried if I put more in it's gonna look too busy, but you know, there is a lot more there, even like back in around here. Now it's hard to get, it's only a small canvas, so you know, there's only so much you can really put on there. And this area down here, this foreground area, that has been a struggle as well. Just trying to indicate it and stay loose. I'm also finding this board, it's very smooth. It's just like a like there's no texture whatsoever. I don't know what it's called. It's like a is it melamine? I don't know. It's just a timber board. There's no texture. It's very, very smooth, and I'm having a lot of trouble with the paint dragging weird. See how it's like, I don't know, splodgy. It doesn't have any tooth, so there's nothing for the paint to hold on to. So when I move the brush across, it kind of becomes really weird. It's a weird brush stroke. It's annoying me. So yesterday and the day before, I was painting on like a linen board, which had a little bit of tooth to it. And so the paint would come off the brush, but it's making it really hard to come off the brush with this super smooth board. I thought I would like painting oil on these smooth boards, but I don't know. Maybe I think I'm overworking it now, and so I need to let it dry off and come back into this area here with some like finer details, but I don't know. Then I think that's just too fussy. For now, I'm happy with what I have captured in an hour. So, you know, I'm really wanting to, I don't want these little plein air paintings to be like drawn out, you know, 12-hour masterpieces. They're just, you know, I'm trying to capture what I see in front of me to the best of my ability on an overcast day. And I think I did okay. I'm pretty happy with this one. I feel like I'm definitely improving in my colour mixing. Like usually I work with quite obviously non-realistic colours, but I am trying to sort of at least get the colours in the ballpark. I mean, obviously I have exaggerated the colours a bit because that's what I always do. I can't not do that. But I'm pretty happy. Like I'm happy with like the green back here. I feel like value-wise, it's very similar to the green. And like the yellow in the tree, the value-wise, I'm pretty good. Even though there's lots of purples in here, you can see value-wise, I'm pretty close. The water, I think I could go a bit darker, but I kind of want to emphasize it a bit. So I don't know. And down here could be a bit darker as well, but I'm pretty good. Like the value wise, colors maybe a bit off, but value wise, I'm pretty happy with how that is. Yeah, so these are all my mixes. It is almost 2 o'clock, so I've probably got time to actually paint another one. I do have another canvas board in my bag, so I'm going to see if I can find another view around here and maybe do another one. So I decided not to do any more painting. To be like, I feel like I'm wasting my time a little bit today, mainly because the lighting is very boring. Like it's just overcast. Like there's no directional light whatsoever. So I'm kind of, yeah. The last 2 days that I was outside painting, there was like really nice strong light, and I found that so much more interesting. So today it's a bit too dull. So you know, I'm not particularly inspired to paint the landscape when it's just, you know, it's just very flat. There's no contrasts really. It's, yeah, not very exciting. So I decided to do a couple little sketches in my sketchbook, and yeah, that's probably it for today. So I will wrap up the video here as well. I'm sorry it was a little bit all over the place. Like I said, I didn't really plan on making this YouTube video when I first started doing these outdoor paintings. I kind of just wanted to do it for fun, but then I thought, well, you know, I may as well record my process, because I don't know, I guess you might find it interesting to watch. So I hope that you did find it interesting, and I'm going to keep going, you know, when I can with this. My arm's getting sore. I'm going to keep going with this outdoor painting as long as the weather holds out. Like I said, winter is coming to Melbourne, and winter hits pretty hard around here. It's pretty cold usually, so I probably only have maybe 2 or 3 weeks of nice-ish weather that I can go outside and paint in. So we'll see how we go. But yeah, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked watching me do my thing. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.